Hey everybody, welcome to Ray's Gym. Today I want to go over my uh, workout that I do for chest for dumbbells. Um, my usual routine that I like to do, that I work with. So I'm going to show you what I'm using. So I'll be using my adjustable dumbbells. These go from 5 pounds to 90 pounds. I don't know if anybody's familiar with these ones, but they're actually pretty good. They're actually, I use them quite a bit, and they're pretty effective. I really like them. And so you see the scale right there. They could go up pretty heavy. So I'll be going up to these up to 90 pounds, and then I'll switch over to my 100-pound dumbbells at some point, and that's as high as I got. So I already did my warm up. I did about 20-minute warm up on my bike. So now I'm gonna get started here. All right. Excuse the cinematography there. It's not the best, but maybe one day I'll be able to hire somebody to follow me around. All right. So let's see here. So. So I like to start light. All right. So when it comes to my warm-ups, I try to keep it light, start off with 60-pound dumbbells, and I'll do one more set after this. I'm not really keeping track of how many reps I'm doing at this point. I just really want to get a good stretch on my shoulders, warm up my muscles, warm up my shoulders, warm up my triceps. Get everything nice and loose right now. So a lot of times what will happen if you when you do dumbbell presses, if you hurt yourself, it's not normally the chest muscle you hurt. It's gonna be a support muscle. Give you your elbow, give you your shoulder, over your tricep. So it's always the smaller muscle groups you hurt, mainly before you hurt the big muscle groups. So what I'm looking for when I do my lightweight warm-ups is I just want to make sure everything is nice and balanced. So when I come up, I don't want to be off balance. I don't want to be wobbly. I want to be nice and straight. I want it to be nice and straight. So that's when I warm it up. Warming up those small support muscles to keep me balanced. So as I get heavier, I'm more stable. So you don't want to go heavy and be unstable, which I've seen lots of times people will do. They'll go heavy and one side's coming up more than the other side and whatnot, and you're really not doing yourself any favors there. So let me do one more set here, 60s. Big stretch. All right. So that's warm up number 2 with the 60-pound dumbbells. You notice how with that one, I really held the stretch at the bottom for a few seconds. Like I said, I really want to get that, the muscles, but also your tendons. I want to get my tendons nice and stretched out too. Your tendons connect bone to muscle. And so a lot of times when people hurt their shoulder, it's that tendon. You get a micro tear in that tendon because they're overworking the tendon so much. So I always like to think of your tendons as a rubber band. You try to loosen up that rubber band. And so the more weight you put on it, the more loose you want it to be. So now I'm going to jump up to 80s. I don't like to do small jumps too much because you can really exhaust yourself out if you do too many small jumps and too many reps. And so I've seen people do that before, do 5-pound jumps, and by the time you get to your heavy set, your heavy weight, you've already done, 70, 80 reps, and you're just burnt out, you can't do nothing. So I'm at 60s right now. I'll move with the 80s. Do a set of 80s. 80s, probably do 90s, and I'll go to the 100s. Normally I would do 80, 100, and then I jump up to about 120, 125 is usually between 120 and 125 is my normal. But today I only go to 100s. So let's do this 80s real quick. Do a set of 80s. So get the 80s. £8. All right, so that felt pretty good. So that's good. So not only am I getting my muscles warmed up and my tendons warmed up and everything else, also my body's coming up. So my heart rate's coming up, my body temperature's coming up, my blood's flowing. I can already start to feel the pump in my chest, and which is what I want. Exactly what I want. Let's see. So I felt pretty good, so I think I'm just gonna jump up to 100s. It's normally what I do at the gym. Go from 80s to 100. So I think I'll do that. There's a tree line. There's a forest right next to our house here, so you get a lot of squirrels. These little monsters come running in. If you're not careful, look them all the way in. I caught them on top of the table before and stuff. I'll make myself a home. All right. Let's set up the hundreds. So one thing I'm going to do is wrap my elbows. So I mentioned before in some other videos that my left elbow, I injured it a few years ago. So now I need to protect myself. And it's not even so much from heavy weight. It's just constant reps. You start to feel some grinding noises, grinding on my joints. And the older you get, the more you gotta protect yourself. So, like I said, I'm 45 now, so I need to protect myself if I want to keep training. That goes for anything. You do anything consistently with the back or legs or something, you protect yourself. It's like playing football. But imagine playing tackle football with no gear, with no helmet, and no pads. You're not gonna last very long. So it takes a toll on you. So make sure I do a really good tight wrap. But I get these real tight. Almost to the point to where I only have a few minutes. I need to get started, or else I feel my fingers start to tingle. All right. It's pretty good. So I've had people ask me in the past about wearing these. So people ask me if it's cheating, if it makes you stronger. No, it doesn't make you any stronger. Trust me. If it did, I'd still be doing 135 dumbbells. You know, like I was 10 years ago or whatever. You know, it makes you more secure. It makes you more solid. Keeps your joints from moving around. So sometimes when you feel really good, you may feel stronger. And when you have that sense of protection, that your elbows feel good, solid, you may push a little bit harder. It's no different than, like, I've known people to take pre-workouts, and some of these pre-workouts they've taken make them feel stronger, and they end up hurting their back because they're going heavier than what they used to, because they think that the pre-workouts make them stronger, and it's not. It's just increasing blood flow faster. so they get this false sense of strength, and they end up hurting themselves instead of working the muscle more. They end up hurting themselves. All right, so let's get ready for another set. Let me set these back up where I need them. All right. So one thing I did with that set is I went a little bit slower. So I only did 6 reps that time. Instead, I think I did 8 first time. So when you have a lighter weight, and that's all you have, you just slow down. I use time resistance. So nice slow control down, nice slow control up, squeeze at the bottom, or stretch at the bottom, squeeze at the top. So I'm still breathing hard, even though I'm only doing hundreds and not 125s. But you can make that lightweight heavy. Just gotta learn how to play with it. Another thing I'm doing too is watching my time. So I'm just waiting to catch my breath. So as soon as I catch my breath, I'll get set for the next set. You don't want to spend too much time between sets, standing around bullshitting, playing on your phone, stuff like that. Because as you can see how hard I'm breathing, I want to keep my blood flow. I want to keep my body temperature up. I want to keep moving, keep pumping that blood and oxygen in this muscle. You wait too long, and you'll start to lose that pump. You're almost like starting over again. So you don't want to do that. You want to keep that pump flowing. So keep an eye on your times. Don't get distracted by what's going on around you or what's on your phone and stuff like that. So All right, here we go. Get set for another set here. Set number 3. Here we go. All right, set number 3. Let's see here. Felt pretty good. So I think I might do one more set of hundreds and then do a drop 80 pounds and maybe 60 pounds. Do some kind of a drop here. Good thing, good last pump. As you can tell, I don't really have anything set in stone. I just kind of adjust my weights, adjust my reps as I go along, depending on how tired I am or what I'm doing, how many reps I'm doing. I mean, I'm doing 26 and 8 reps right now. When I go heavy, I'm only doing 4 reps. So, and so it really kind of balances it out. I may not be doing as heavy, but I'm definitely doing more reps. So I'm still feeling a good pump, and I can see how much I'm sweating and breathing. So, all right. So at least do one more set of hundreds, then I'll start dropping down. All right. Always like to get my head straight. Stay focused on what I'm about to do, so. I don't need these no more. So, I'm gonna go ahead and set up for my next set of 80s. But one thing I need to be careful of is that with that last set of hundreds, I can feel my triceps start to fatigue. And what happens is that when you have your hands up over your head like this, over your body, doing a press, what you have to understand is your tricep muscle that's keeping you balanced, okay? So tricep muscle helps to lock you out when you lock out at the top. So you're using a lot of your tricep muscle. So what will happen is if you overwork that tricep muscle, remember, it's a support muscle. It supports your chest. What will happen, if you get too tired, your arm will start to fall in this way because your tricep can't hold it out no more. So that's what I started to feel, that last rep right there. I feel my tricep just a little weak. So I need to be cautious of that as I continue on. That way I don't drop the weight on my face, which I have seen people do before in the past. So let me get set up here. We'll drop it 60s. I'm gonna drop down 30s. Lord. This is what gets you right here. That's how you push. Push, push, push. Yeah, that hurts. All right. So that's my chest routine for dumbbells. Do the same thing for incline. Stick to it. Keep pushing. Don't waste a whole lot of time. So one more thing I like to do afterwards is now we got to stretch the muscle. So now we got to do flies. So anytime, any workout I do, whether it's biceps, triceps, chest, shoulder, whatever it is, I always want to do a stretching movement, a stretching exercise. So right now, so we've been doing presses, my chest, your muscles are pulling out this way. Now I want to stretch them and pull them out to the side like this. And so I'm going to do some flies. The number one thing to remember because of flies, it is not about weight. Do not have to go heavy for flies. It is a stretching exercise, not a muscle building exercise. You're stretching the muscle. Now, after a really good chest workout, sometimes I can't do flies of 50, 60 pounds because I'm just so pumped up that it's really light. So today, I'll probably just start with maybe 40s, see how that goes. And again, just a stretching exercise, so I may hold it at the bottom for a few seconds or something. I'm not really worried about the reps at all. I do 5 reps, 7, 6 reps, whatever. I'm worried about the stretch. That's all I want, it's a good stretch. So, there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over here. That way I want you to see how I do the stretches. I hope that works. We'll see. So 40s. Let's give it a shot. Alright, so start top. When I come down, I'm gonna drop my elbows. I'm gonna drop my elbows, not my hands. Drop my elbows just like that. Hold it for a second. Come back up. Drop your elbows. If you drop your hands, you're putting too much strain on your shoulder. I want to stretch the chest. There we go. So, these weights are a little awkward. Good stretch. So I'm gonna do another set, but I'm gonna drop down to 30s because these dumbbells are a little awkward. A little more control. All right, here we go. One more stretches. There we go. Big stretch, there we go. Squeeze at the top. Well, that's going to be it for today. So that's what I do for my chest workouts with dumbbells. Find your numbers. You always hear me preach about finding your numbers. Find your workout routine or your warm-up routine, and then what works best for you without wearing yourself out, to where once you get to your heavy weight, you can still do a workout. That's your workout number. Find your workout number. The weight you can train with. Everything before that is just warm up, it doesn't count. Don't spend too much time between sets. Don't play on your phone. Don't be looking around. Pay attention to what you're doing. Stay focused. Watch your breathing. As soon as your breathing starts coming down, get back on it again. Listen to your body. If it feels like you're starting to get tired, starting to fatigue, if your arms starting to collapse on you a little bit, then you need to stop. You're starting to wear down your tricep muscle. Listen to your body. So, that's it. So, well, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. Give 100%. You see, we got shirts, hats, sweaters at give100%.com. If you have any comments or anything, please feel free to share them on the YouTube page. Any questions? I'm open to everything. So, thanks again, and hope you all have a good night. Take care.